Hello and welcome to Magic Monday and Starry Sunday. Once again, I am doing them together because it is a Mercury retrograde and that's what we do, right? Mercury retrograde, throwing a monkey wrench into it. Okay? So, my name is Reverend Anna. Welcome all to Reverend Anna's Magic Show, to Anna Transylvania's Tarot Room. Okay? Where we discuss all things esoteric, magic, yes, I am a real person. Here's my fingers, with my very uncouth fingernails. Okay, so just so that you know I'm real. All right. Okay, guys. So without further ado, let's get into the astrology. You'll see here it says Anna's Astrology Hour. That's because I have a, a class at a store called Anna's Astrology Hour, where we do all things astrology for the month. Okay. Here we're gonna go week by week. So every week it's for the week ahead. I'm a little late this week, Mercury retrograde, okay? I'm just gonna blame it on that. I didn't have my stuff together during this Mercury retrograde. I was tired, dreamy, all of the stuff. Okay, so let's get straight into it. We were talking about Mercury retrograde, and I'm going to reiterate. We're still under Mercury retrograde, which started last month on the 26th, and it's gonna go until the 21st. It goes about 3 weeks every time, always in the same. So if retrogrades are in the same year, they'll go in the same element. So we have retrograde in Pisces starting off the year. Okay, now with Mercury retrograde in Pisces, people might feel confused, klutzy, brain fogged, a little bit of just, maybe too dreamy. Like if it's a good idea, they might be like, oh my God, it's the greatest idea ever. And maybe it's not. Okay. Now, during Mercury retrograde is an excellent time, especially when it's in Pisces, to review some of the grand dreams that you have, to review whether or not they still align spiritually and emotionally with you. Okay. So, like, if for the last, couple of months, you have been aligning with a new life, if you have been aligning with new ideas, with a new career, with new dreams about what yourself is going to do in the next 20 years or whatever, as we've been discussing, it's been very good for that. This Mercury retrograde is going to put a monkey wrench in that, in the sense of it is going to test the waters to see if you actually really, really are aligned with that or not. Okay? So I will say, for those of you in this group and those of you who are listening to the astrology, if you're just feeling brain fogged and whatever, please take a break. Please take a beat. Allow yourself to do some self-care. Allow yourself to do the creative work. Allow yourself to really review what your dreams have been and where you have perhaps fallen short of the manifestation because you either dream too much or not enough. Okay, so this is all about the subconscious mind coming to the forefront and saying, hey, that dream is not aligned with us, we got to let it go. Or, oh wow, this dream is awesome, excellent, it looks good, right? You're dreaming very well today. A lot of this is going to be also focused on creative work, on what we're wanting to birth, on what we're feeling compelled to bring forward on a spiritual and emotional level. Do we need to love ourselves more? Do we need to do more creative work? Do we need to be more creative outside of our corporate jobs? Things like this, okay? So like a lot of this is going to be about, do we still align with what we wanted 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 8 years ago, or not? Okay. That said, let's move on from the Mercury retrograde, because I've discussed it in previous videos. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure that we still have a little synopsis of it. Okay. Now, today, Monday, okay, when I'm releasing this, Mars is entering in Pisces as well. So Mars is debilitated in Pisces, which might actually be an excellent thing. With the Mercury in Pisces and the Mars in Pisces, things have been going to a rapid pace, okay, in the last couple of weeks, couple of months for everybody. Mars in Pisces allows you to somewhat rest. Will you be happy about it? No. But Mars in Pisces says, take it easy. Take the easiest road. You don't need to like make all of this effort if it's not aligned. Okay. Mars in Pisces really questions action without alignment, action without spiritual alignment, action without emotional alignment, which are both without subconscious alignment. Okay. So Mars is there to really ask the question, if you're going to act, what are you going to be acting upon? Which dream aligns the best from Mercury retrograde? Which dream that aligns the best are you going to be acting upon? Okay. So Mars is there to like really clarify that stuff. So because it's going into Aries, it's sort of slowing down the impetus to act. But now we're acting on the subconscious, making sure that it is aligned, making sure that our actions reflect our innermost values, okay, our most subconscious values. Okay. Perfect time to find out what your top 3 values are. Okay. So that's what Mars in Pisces does, and he's going into Pisces today on Monday. Okay. Now also, I'm gonna say it's starting a little early because it's an eclipse. Okay. And because it's a full moon, so, but that's at 12 degrees of Pisces. I just want to point that out. However, because of all of these other planets in Pisces, you have quite a lot of Piscean energy right now. Okay. So I just want to put that out there. Everything might feel brain foggy for a second these next couple of days. Perfect time for self-care, like I've said before. So if you're going to do any manifestations, do them around self-care, do them around journaling, like shadow work. You can do shadow work at this point in time. You can do like alignment work and centering work. Very good. Centering work is very good right now. A lot of people are centering in things that they weren't centering in for the last maybe ever. Okay. So perfect, right? So let's talk, now that we're through all that, let's talk about the lunar eclipse in Virgo. Okay. It's very, very important. The eclipse season has started, and now we have a lunar eclipse in Virgo with all of these other planets in Pisces. Virgo brings us a little bit to reality. So in the next couple of days, when everything's been feeling dreamy, we've been doing our self-care, we've been doing our self-love manifestations, our journaling prompts about, how do we take care of ourselves and all of that, then reality hits. Okay. So the lunar eclipse in Virgo is more like, okay, it's great to dream, but the contrast is, how are you going to bring those to reality? Who do you think you are? Do you think you're good? Do you think you're bad? How ethical, how moral, how feasible and sustainable are these dreams? The dreams you're letting go, how feasible and sustainable are they? Do you need to let go of everything, or can you keep some stuff and still work on these dreams that we're talking about with the Mars and the Mercury and Pisces? Okay. So let's see what it says over here for the lunar eclipse in Virgo. And I'm going to put that there so you can take a picture. Okay. And then I'm going to read it to you. So, lunar eclipse in Virgo at 12 degrees, okay, of Virgo, will affect Pisces first, actually. It's not going to affect Virgo first because we have all of those things in Pisces, and the moon will be in Virgo, but the sun will also be in Pisces. So we have so many planets right now in Pisces that's going to affect Pisces more. Okay. As always, with my lists, I try to bring them so that I try to write them so that they're in order. So the first one is going to be affected most to least. Okay. So here it is again, the description and who it affects. Okay. Now, Virgo is affected next. Okay. Because obviously it's in Virgo. Water signs are affected next. So Scorpio and Cancer are affected next. Earth signs are affected after that because Virgo is an earth sign. So we have Capricorn and Taurus. I'm going to put them in that order, and Sagittarius and Gemini because they square Virgo and Pisces. Okay. So, and there's like a bunch of stuff going on in Sag and Gemini as a whole. Anyways, okay. So, on an individual level, on a personal impact level, individuals will feel pressure to reorganize routines, work habits, and health practices. Burnout becomes visible where systems are unsustainable. That's what I was saying. Sustainability is key with Virgo. Virgo is the sustainable sign, they're the earth girlies of the zodiac, okay? So if it's not sustainable for the long term, they don't do it. If it's not conducive to the values, here we go with the values, okay? If it's not conducive to the values that they want to espouse, they don't do that stuff, okay? They will eliminate anything that is inefficient for them. So this Virgo eclipse is going to be all about the efficiency. How efficient are we in communicating our values to other people and sustaining our values in our lives? How efficient are we in having time for ourselves and, in incorporating a healthy personal routine into our mundane routine, which has been a little crazy, okay? Especially for all these signs that I just mentioned, okay? Right? So with the impetus to move and to act and everything like that, now we're starting to finally say, hey, is this sustainable for the long term? How long can I go, running ragged like this without a day off? And this is the first day off I've had. And, like I got to wash my hair, do my nails, blah, 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 blah. I myself personally have a 10-point list that I still have to get through tonight. And it's like almost midnight, okay? So Cinderella with the shoe, okay? All right. So many people reassess employment conditions, daily responsibilities, and boundaries around service to others. This eclipse pushes practical life adjustments, diet schedules, workflow, and mental hygiene. Mental hygiene is going to be an important one because we have that Mercury, okay? And physical hygiene is also going to be an extremely important one. So people, if you guys are doing any kind of like spring cleaning and starting early, I would say, mwah, kudos to you. That's going to help your mental health a lot, okay? I would say I'm a little chaotic. I'm a Sagittarius, so I would say that if you've had chaos and you're just like, batting 100 on your chaos, make sure that you pack the same things into the same day, okay? So like, for example, filming all the YouTube videos in one day. I'm not there, so don't worry. That's just an example, okay? If you don't reach it, don't worry about it. If it doesn't resonate, okay? Or doing all of the housework and all of the house cleaning in one day. So that way, organizing like your schedule for one day in a month. So that way you'll have it for the whole month and you know exactly what you need to do every day. Okay, that's very Virgo. That's very Virgo. Yeah, so that's what I would say on a personal level for you guys. All right. So you'll see that over here it says full moon in Virgo. This is the same as the eclipse in Virgo. So like a lot of organizational stuff. So like cleaning, cleansing of your space, cleansing of your altars, taking everything away, cleaning your fridge, making sure that like you get back on your diet if you've fallen off the wagon, okay, on the diet part, or if you need to have an exercise routine, make it sustainable, because if it's going to be so intense in the next few weeks, this one is not as intense as February, okay. I just want to let you know that. But yes, so I would say any kind of cleansing ritual, starting any kind of cleansing ritual, any kind of like um, 5-year plan, 1-year plan, 2-month plan, 1-month plan. Okay. Excellent ideas. Okay. If you're one of the girlies that likes to stay home and not do any kind of magical work, okay, I would say cleaning of the altars and cleaning of your space and doing laundry and making sure like stuff is put away, dishes are washed and all of that. I would do those things because that affirms to the universe. Yes, like I still want to do the things that I need to be doing. I still want to do the daily stuff. Please make it easier for me, okay? All right. So, the next thing that we're going to is the Venus sextile Uranus in Pisces and the Sun trine Jupiter in Pisces. I really love at the end of Pisces, okay? So we have Mars entering Pisces, and then you have Venus, kind of like at the end of Pisces. That can be a little annoying, but if you do the self-care, if you do any kind of these self-love kind of actions, or even loving other people, like volunteering would be a great one right now, okay? um, Decluttering and then giving a bunch of stuff away to needy families, that would be an excellent idea, okay, for just mundane stuff, not magical necessarily, but you can magically dedicate it to any god or goddess that does those things. All right. Okay. So let's talk about a little bit Venus sextile Uranus, Sun trine Jupiter. Okay. Excellent money working and luck working days. So we have the 4th and the 5th. We're still coming off of the full moon in Virgo. So this is where we're gonna do some money magic, money manifestation magic, some resource magic, we could do a lot of glamour magic. We can do a lot of glamour magic here, especially with the eclipse in Virgo. We can do quite a lot of like, Virgos are very, very I'm gonna say, please don't be insulted, Virgo, okay? Normally Virgos are very truthful people, ethical people. They're morally sound people, okay? But when they need to hide, by God, they can hide, okay? And they're very, very good at it on account of their pattern recognition, right? You don't want to be pitted against a Virgo that wants to hide, because they will hide the thing, okay? You will not know that they're hiding the thing, okay? If there was somebody that I could say might be as secretive as a Scorpio, okay, is a Virgo. Sometimes even more. Okay. It's not a negative. It's an actual, see the admiration in my voice? It's not a negative, okay? It's a neutral, depending what you're hiding, okay? So we're talking about doing abundance work, but like grounded abundance work. So if you start, say, on the 4th and continue on, you get a little bit of that full moon in Virgo. You get a little bit of that like dream-like quality. Let's make sure it aligns with our values and everything like that. And you also get the multiplication of Venus sextile Uranus and the Sun trine Jupiter, which are excellent, excellent days for money manifestation, for luck manifestation, okay? Anything that you want to do that's lucky and that you want to multiply, okay? Say, I'm grateful for this, multiply this, and put it on your altar, okay? That's kind of all you have to do. If you want to do more, of course, do more. If you don't want to do anything, of course, don't do anything. Okay? Now, those 2 days, the 4th and the 5th, are excellent days as well for doing any kind of like self-care work or love work. All right, any kind of like appearance work, like if you're doing your eyebrows, your hair, your nails and all of that, I would save those for the 3rd and the 4th. Just make some time for it. If you're doing any kind of like artistic thing or like thing, like going to an art gallery with friends and everything like that, those are excellent days for like spending with friends and just like sort of chilling and doing something social with a bunch of people. Okay, being in a birds of a feather flock together situation. Okay. Those are, I'm expecting to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th to kind of be excellent days. Okay, then on the 6th we have Venus entering Aries. That's about what we want in love. That's about what we want for ourselves, like the prize that we're coveting, because we love ourselves and we want it. Venus is like an extremely compatible planet with the sign of Aries. I'm not even sure if it's not exalted in Aries. Don't quote me. Okay, I don't know. I haven't done exaltations in a while. So anyway, so Venus enters Aries on the 6th. Okay. And this is the time where you think about all of those dreams that you've had and all of these like money manifestations that you're doing. And what is it that you want from all of those dreams that you have, all of those values that you want to espouse? What feels the best to you? What excellent thing feels the best to you to be bringing and manifesting into this world here? Okay. So, Venus entering Aries, an excellent time. It's also an excellent time, once again, for like starting an exercise program or starting a nutrition program to where you're looking better. Okay. Also, an excellent time for basically expressing yourself within a relationship, especially if you're a female, gender or biologically. Okay. Yeah, so this is about expressing what you love, how you want to express it. It's an excellent time. It's an excellent time for that. It's an excellent time to express your point of view with love. Pushing it, but expressing it with love. Okay? So it's an excellent time to be courageous and actually speak your truth. Speak for the downtrodden. That's that day on the 6th when Venus enters in Aries, and this week as a whole. Okay, because Venus entering in Aries is the other major aspect of this week. Okay. And so Venus entering in Aries affects Aries, Sagittarius, and Pisces, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Libra. And let me read you, and I'll flash it on the screen as well. Personal impact. Relationships feel more direct, passionate, and impulsive. People pursue what they want with less hesitation, especially in love, money, and self-expression. Attraction patterns become fast-moving. Independence is prioritized over compromise. Spending may increase around identity, style, or personal desires. We've gone through that. Okay? Now, this week we have a lot of positive aspects to Venus, Aries, Taurus, Libra, okay? Many positive aspects. it'll affect Aries, Taurus, and Libra. Okay. Now, the personal impact of that is we're going to be looking better. We're going to be taking time to, like, you know, have some fun with this. It's not just the drudgery of making plans and everything like that. It is, are we having fun? Are we having joy? Are we having happiness with the path that we chose? Or did we once again choose a path that doesn't give us happiness, that doesn't satisfy us on a deep level? Okay. This week, ask those questions. Are we satisfied with our new path on a deep level? What do we need to change? Okay. What do we need to put in the plan or take out of the plan to have a satisfying path ahead? Okay. The stars don't ask us to be boring and bored all the time. Okay. And they're asking us, are we happy? And if we're not, what can we adjust? We have 3 weeks to think about those things, okay? For the next year or so, for the next few months or so. So I would say perfect journaling prompts, okay? Am I happy with the path that I have chosen for myself? If not, what do I need to change to keep the path moving forward in a joyous way? Okay? In fact, I think I'm going to be doing these journaling prompts today. Okay? So, all right. So, having many positive aspects to Venus is an excellent week to have, okay? Aspects to Venus ask those questions like we've talked about, okay? So, on a personal level, people are going to be, like I said, Venus, Aries, Taurus, Venusian people, okay, which is Taurus and Libra, and Aries are going to be affected, okay, more than others. Improve social harmony and relational ease. People feel more open to connection, collaboration, and reconciliation. Dating, friendships, and creative partnerships benefit financially. Opportunities may arise through networking, aesthetic work, or people-centered industries. Mood soften. Pleasure becomes restorative rather than escapist. So we're asking the question, is my path forward joyous? And if not, what can I do to make it joyous? What can I do to make it better for me? What can I do to make it less hurried? What can I do to make this better? Okay, let me flash this on the screen for you guys. As we have, okay, here we go. Venus enters Aries and many positive aspects to Venus. Okay. All right, guys. So that was, let me see. Do we have anything else? Okay. We do have some other things. Okay. I'm going to try to be fast because this is at a half an hour already. Okay. So we have over here, we have at the end of the week, right there, the Sun conjunction with Mercury in Pisces, okay, the Mercury retrograde that we have. And did I put Venus? Let's do Venus conjunction Saturn as well, okay? Venus conjunction Neptune and Saturn because they're in the same place. Once again, some conjunctions, some really nice conjunctions in Pisces and Aries. We are being pushed to love ourselves. We are being pushed to really connect with our own spirituality this week. So any kind of finding a new spiritual path kind of manifestations, like if you're on a new spiritual path, it's a good time to ask, who on the spiritual, which god, goddess, or ask the universe to sponsor you, to help you along the spiritual path, to reveal. It's a great time for doing revelation work, like revealing where your path is for the next few months, okay? Very good time for also planning work or doing a cyclical sort of spell, okay? All right, guys. And that was it for me because we've gone about a half an hour because I kept going on and on and on. All right. So I will meet you next week on Sunday. On Sunday, guys. Okay. This time it's on Sunday. I promise you guys. If not, you can hold me to it. You can be like, Anna, why? Okay. Um, so love you. Bye. Good night. Like, share, subscribe.